Appel Farm is this wonderful oasis in Salem County that has, for the past 60 years, been focused on trying to help each person we come in contact with be their best selves. Albert and Claire Appel is where our name comes from. They were our founders, and they were musicians. They had 5 children, and they lived down here at Appel Farm's campus, and they had a chicken farm.
Albert Appel was a Jewish immigrant chicken farmer who was also a classical cellist and began to teach kids to play cello, and that evolved in the Appel Farm camp.
They realized the need back in 1960 to have a place where people could gather intentionally and explore the arts and music. We included people from all races and religions and cultures, and we've been doing that ever since. It was a private camp for many years. In the 1980s, we incorporated as a nonprofit and started growing our reach through raising funds and being able to be a public service provider. We've had so many different programs come over the years, but it really all started with Albert and Claire's vision of creating rabble-rousers of the future who knew how to express themselves and find empathy and love for other people around them.
At the very core of Appel Farm is the belief that all people are creative and have creative talent, and they just need the right environment and community supporting them and accepting them for exactly who it is that they are, and really valuing them and giving them lots of freedom to be themselves and create and make art and express themselves.
That has come through a lot of different programs over the course of the past 6 decades, including our overnight summer camp. We started in 1960 as an overnight camp, and then we have grown into a regional arts center. And the heart of it is happening at our 115-acre campus, where we have our overnight camp, and we've had festivals for several decades, and we've had all these arts education programs, and now we've expanded to having programs in several school districts across the 8-county South Jersey region, and also hosting our own charter school on site that's focusing on STEAM education.
Helping kids find their creative voice and think creatively and critically and push boundaries to express themselves.
20 years ago, when I was principal of a high school nearby, we started a magnet high school for dance, drama, and visual arts, and it became a partnership between that school district and Appel Farm. And so we had, kids did performances here, and we had teaching artists from here teaching our high school kids, so that kids didn't have an art class with an art teacher, then an art class with an artist. And when we had dance, we actually had professional dancers. So it became part of this countywide arts magnet high school. As that was winding down, a few people here began to have the question, how can we maintain this vision for high quality arts education? And that led some people to think about a charter school.
One of our goals for our students is to help them find a love of learning, so that when they leave our school, they go to their next school as a independent learner, a competent student, someone who just loves school.
We see the impact of what we do in the flourishing and the kindness and the confidence and the creativity that our kids show and bring back to the world. What we're seeing are people who are confident in themselves, in being themselves. We see people who are happy and thriving. We see people who are empathetic and welcoming and kind, and they're making the world a better place.
Albert Appel passed away late this past summer at the sage age of 98 years old. We lost our Claire back in the 90s, unfortunately, but I do think Albert was really proud of everything that has happened, recently and certainly in the past several decades. And I think that the heart of Appel Farm and the vision of how we treat people and our approach to working with people came from Claire's heart. And I think she'd be proud to see how we're working with kids nowadays and still continuing that spirit.